So we're here for League One Volleyball 2026, Week 6 season. And the professional volleyball leagues in the United States don't overlap the collegiate volleyball season. A lot of them might transition from playing pro volleyball, or playing college volleyball, and then going straight into collegiate volleyball. The only one that does is Athletes Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited does overlap the college season a little bit, but the League One volleyball and Major League Volleyball, that used to be Pro Volleyball Federation and Major League Volleyball. They had like 3 leagues, but then they merged into like 1 league. Or 2, the Pro Volleyball Federation, Major League Volleyball did. So there's 2 leagues now. But League One volleyball. But I'm wondering, it's probably gonna be like 1 league combining like spring football, like XFL and UFL. The USFL did make the UFL. Wonder if that's gonna be the case of this one. Well, there might be or one just does better than the other, folds, and then they add teams to it. But who knows? I don't know. Anyways, we have Houston, Week 6, the game of the week. On victory was Houston swept Nebraska 25-21, 25-17, 25-14. Select swept Austin in the YouTube game 25-23, 25-17, 25-18. And the YouTube featuring on Saturday 14th. Atlanta 25-22, 25-17, 25-20. They're all LOVB. These teams are all owned by League One Volleyball. Major League Volleyball might be where they give certain areas teams, and then the owners that are willing to fund the teams, they'll make a salary cap or maybe just unlimited funds to give to the teams, stuff like that, So the league might not be getting any money from the teams as like an expansion fee, like teams do, in sports, like NHL, MLB, like NFL, like NBA, WNBA, like NWSL. But but the owners are willing to take this money on, wherever they are willing to invest in the players and teams, right? Maybe not make these millionaire, billionaire owners, high millionaire owners, like maybe $100 million owners, or $1 billion net worth owners, in the pro Major League Volleyball. In Houston defeated Mass in 25-20, 26-24, 25-19. And ESPN did not have a featured game that week. Not on the 19th, Thursday game on ESPN Plus. It was Atlanta 29-27, Houston 25-20-16, and 25-22, 25-20. Atlanta 3-star Houston on ESPN Plus on the 28th. Austin beat Mass in 3-2. Austin 25-19, Mass in 25-14, 25-23, then Austin 25-20, and 15-13. And Houston in set 1 follows Salt Lake 1 25-22. It was 25-20, 25-23, 25-18. And Houston beat Salt Lake 3-1. And then on victory, Atlanta beat Austin 3-1. And Austin won 25-13, then 25-22, 25-15, 25-23. Atlanta Austin. And then the feature in ESPN 2 and ESPN Plus simulcast featuring week, it was Mass in 25-23, then Nebraska 25-16, Mass in 26-24, and 25-23, 15-11. So they're doing it in areas where either women's sports are popular, or just areas where volleyball is popular, college volleyball is popular. Like Nebraska college volleyball is popular, so is Mass. And Austin's popular at the Texas Longhorns. So like City, you got the BYU Cougars in Utah, and Utah Utes. And then Houston with like Houston Cougars. You got Baylor Bears, TCU Horned Frogs, Waco. You got those areas, College Station. So there's a couple of teams in Texas. It's probably in bigger city areas. So, and then now back to, since USA Network is no longer having the USA Network is no longer having 24/7 Olympic coverage anymore because the Olympics are over. They only have Olympic coverage when the Olympics are going on. They didn't have, from, and then like the first day they don't have any because it's just curling. In the Winter Olympics, and it's the second day. It's not constant coverage; it's just off a little bit. And then Friday, before the opening ceremonies, they'll have some, and then a break, and then Saturday they'll have some. They did have a tiny little break then, the curling, but they were showing it for the USA curling match in full live. Well, they would have done that then, but they didn't have to show basketball. They didn't have to show if USA Sports was picked to show Premier League match, and then they had a break because there was only the hockey game on, and then they had repeats on afterwards of curling and hockey. But anyway, but still they're back to showing. But a featured game of the weekend at Salt Lake and Austin at 8 Eastern, 7 local time. HV Center Houston in the 26th. Rescue Houston on Victory Eastern in Houston, the Fort Bend County in Houston. And the Gateway Arena in Atlanta. So like Atlanta on the ESPN Plus game on ESPN Plus at 3 Eastern. And then on the 4th of March is a featured game on USA Network. It's Houston at Madison Eastern and Lion Energy Center Madison. And ESPN Plus has one. And that's like in the BYU Smithfield Field House in Provo. And then it's that, so like, and then on Eastern Plus, and on the 6th, and Victory Plus. It's Houston, Austin, HV Center, Seabrook, Austin, Texas, Eastern. And then so like in Nebraska, in Grand Island, Nebraska, the Heartland Event Center on Victory Plus, and Victory, or Victory Students, and then another Victory Students they're playing this one at Georgia Tech. It's at the Georgia Tech Kamish Pavilion in Atlanta, Georgia, Madison, Atlanta.